I've always got the energy. It just depends on if I want to show
Well, you just said it live.
it. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
there we go. We're good. We're good.
yeah. Welcome to the Signatures and Finisher podcast. I'm your host, the man with some energy today, DS Walk.
With some.
Yeah, I got him. Look, man,
See, you threw me
it
off
is
because usually
80.
you jump right into it. There's the countdown. You screw up the intro. I have time to laugh and get it out of my system. You just hit record or whatever you did and just threw it out
Nah,
there.
man, I told you save some energy because we about to start the show. And you was like, well,
Yeah, and
about
I was
that.
waiting for the countdown, and then I see live up in the corner. You threw me off my game. I'm
Hey.
flustered now. I'm flustered.
Oh no, you're not flustered. That's never. So let's try this again. Welcome to the Signature and Finisher podcast. I'm your host, DS Walk, and this time I did not mess up. I was just interrupted.
You were. You
That's
definitely
right.
were.
And you
But I'm
got
proud of you. You got it right. I think that's the first time you got it like in a smooth transition right through.
yeah, I know. What's going on here? Stop it. Stop it. Joining me as usual, my tag team partner, Jamie. Um, just want to give you guys a heads up. I'm almost done with this campaign. So the next time we do the show, the campaign will be done. And you will see it on the screen. So you make sure you guys support it. Jamie being a head writer for a wrestling promotion so that I can get hired as the booker.
I would certainly hire you as the booker.
I know you will, but I need the people to get behind and support it because
I
you know
mean, at
this.
worst case, you could be a producer and like put the matches together and like kind of go over like what to do with them.
Yeah, that works for me too.
I don't know if you really want to be the booker because then you're the guy that gets blamed for everything.
I get blamed for stuff everything right now. What's the whole point?
That's true. That's true.
What's the whole point?
Being able to accept blame is probably a key part of it. So yeah, if you're good at that, then we'd be all set.
Yeah, self
Um,
blame, and I turn my head around like I got a deaf ear. Which ear you talk to, the left or the right? I can hear you in the left, the right.
I think we should have. He would never agree to it, but I would do like a script off with Triple H where we both write an episode of Raw from
Mhm.
scratch, beginning to end. Guarantee my show would be better.
But how many reworks would you do?
I mean,
Because you
I would say we have to take like today, let's say on a Sunday, we're like, hey, you have to write Raw tomorrow. Injuries are all whoever's available is available, whoever's not available is available. Write the show. And then you'd let both versions play out, and whoever has bigger attendance, that's the win.
all right, but I'm just saying because you know he's gonna have at least about 10 to 15 rewrites, and
Oh,
that's
100%.
just in 15 minutes before the show starts.
100%. I mean, they're still writing the head matches for WrestleMania 42 right now because they're trying to figure out a way for. I read today they're excited Braun Breaker might be available for WrestleMania. So they're trying to figure out ways to angle that and to leave open a spot in case he can be there. Like, get over it.
You know what it sounds like when you said that. It sounds like Brian Breaker is a football player who is working his butt off, trying to get back to playing the game that he loves in the Super Bowl. For example, T.O. did that, broke his ankle. He did this crazy training to get back right. He had a hell of a game that Super Bowl, by the way, which he does not get credit for. That's Brian Breaker.
Take
He
it one step
working.
further. Adrian Peterson,
Yeah,
2 ACLs at the same time, comes back in 9 months, almost sets the rushing record in a season. Like, but
yeah.
I mean, dude, you had a massive hernia that they had to remove. Like, take your time with that because that anytime you cut your muscles, ask a woman that has a C-section. That shit takes time. You gotta let that heal properly, or you're just gonna rip it open again.
Yeah. It's just don't get me wrong. Like I love the dedication of doing what you love to do. And we know WrestleMania was the biggest event in professional wrestling. And Braun Breaker, that's his calling card to be part of the main event or be in a major match at WrestleMania. But at what risk?
No, I'm saying if it's his call and he says I'm good to go, put me in, like put me in, coach. All right, you're accepting the risks. It's on you. Don't let WWE pressure you into coming back. Like, especially you had your insides cut open, your abdomen. Like that's gonna take time to heal. I don't care what anybody says. And once
Yeah.
you have a hernia, you're prone to have them again.
Yeah, this ain't one of those. Hey, doc, give me a shot and I'll be good to go.
Yeah, it's not a cortisone shot and put me out there. My knee hurts. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So on today's show, we really don't have a lot to talk about, but we're
we
gonna
always
get
got a
through
lot to
this.
talk about. Just depends on if we get to it.
That's true. Because don't get me wrong, professional wrestling, there's always something going on in professional wrestling every day. Even some clown shit always going on in professional wrestling. Like I'm right now, I'm currently looking for a Matt Riddle story. He is good for three, so I'm looking for some because I know he did something recent. He's good for it.
I mean, I'm sure if we Googled enough. What was the last thing? Oh, it was somebody talking about Kevin Owens is the one that leaked the whole fight with him and Brock Lesnar, where Brock basically choked him in front of everybody. Riddle
I
was doing
believe
an
him.
interview and he said that, yeah, if you ever want anything to spread backstage, just let Kevin Owens know about it, because Kevin Owens is the one that leaked that story where Lesnar grabbed him by the throat,
Yeah,
which
but
Riddle didn't deny happening either. So,
right. I mean, well, he was still talking trash to Brock Lesnar. How many years
right.
before that incident?
Yeah.
What do you think was going to happen? At some point, Brock was going to do something, and it wasn't like he wasn't. He was just waiting for the perfect
I'm
opportunity.
surprised him and Karrion Cross haven't gotten into a fist fight in the Indies yet, because they've already wrestled a couple times.
Well, yeah, and he beat him both times. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, Cross did. Cross
yeah,
beat him for the title. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
Um, no, there's always stuff going in wrestling. It just depends on where you want to look.
I know, I know. It's just Matt Riddle is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it necessarily does not have to be in the wrestling ring with Matt Riddle. It could be outside the wrestling ring with Matt Riddle. Like I said, he's the gift that keeps on giving. I don't
Oh yeah. If you
understand
want
why.
somebody to talk about your wife, just ask Matt Riddle a question. He'll
Yeah,
throw it out there.
yeah. That's why I don't understand why people don't give him enough credit. He is the most entertaining person in wrestling right now.
I think people just got sick of the whole bro. Like when you have to say bro every 5 minutes, like it even irks me. Like you got to be able to say something in between there besides just bro constantly. But I know now he's got that whole the king of the rude guys or whatever the hell he's doing. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to him, but
Hey man, Matt Riddle may not be one of my favorite wrestlers or favorite people out here. I don't know him. So I shouldn't say one of my favorite people. I have to say he's the gift that keeps on giving. So evidently he's okay with me. However, he is the most entertaining guy in professional wrestling. And I will, if I had the money, I'll make a billboard of me saying that.
I mean, if I'm a wrestling promotion, if I'm overseas, I wouldn't book him. I'd say that because the chances of him showing are slim to none.
Right.
They'll take your money and commit to being there, then book a show here locally in the States somewhere on the same day and be like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then he'll come out with the explanation of, no, what happened was, nah, you just took the money and then show up, bro.
Yeah.
See, now you got me saying it.
It's not something that's in my repertoire, so I don't really have to worry about it.
Yeah. So, where you want to start here today?
Let's have fun. Just throw a dart at it. Pick something.
Okay. Let's go with Bianca Belair, who I read allegedly might be losing her finger.
I haven't read about that yet.
Yes. This same finger that's been kept around all this time. She might be losing that finger.
I mean, you waited almost a year when you were advised to have surgery basically immediately, and you waited almost a year to have surgery on it. Probably not going to help that situation too much. I mean, it's going to suck. It's got to be pretty severe if they're talking about potentially losing a finger. But I mean, a lot of times they'll say that. Like my uncle had 5 or 6 knee replacements, and I think when he got the 4, every time he'd have a knee replacement, they would be like, well, you might wake up from surgery and you might not have your leg from the knee down. So it could be something like that where they're just putting it out there saying, hey, if things go sideways, we might have to remove it. But I mean, he had 2 more knee replacements that were completely successful before he died. So it could be something to that degree where they're just saying like, hey, in case this goes sideways during surgery, we might remove the finger. But I mean, I haven't heard about anything like that yet on any stories, so I don't know how
Yeah.
serious it is, but I would say you waited like 9 months after you were recommended to have surgery to do it. Probably not the best look.
No. And let's see, I'm trying to pull it up here.
Street Profits might be coming back for WrestleMania too, I read.
And I can't find it. One of my co-workers sent it to me. I must have deleted. But it's impossible she might. I hope not. The knuckle hasn't healed in the right way. But she is optimistic that that she will be back. Thing will get better. She's rehabbing every day. And yeah, you're right. I mean, waiting this long to get the surgery done where you should have got it earlier, but you opt to, let it heal on its own. It was a risk that backfired.
Yeah.
And now it's cost her a lot of time away from the ring because right now you can't tell me that the SmackDown Women's division could not use Bianca Belair right now, or even better, the SmackDown, well, just the tag team division in general could use the Street Profits. So
I'm waiting to see how bad they screw them up too, because they had them down at the Performance Center, rebranding them. Like,
yeah, and why be saying congratulations to D'Angelo Hawkins, who is having baby number 3, which is due in September. As he said it, they are now going to be outnumbered. So congratulations to him. And I'm kind of wondering what, because they have said that Street Profits have been in heavy talks about doing something to Street Profits finally. And I'm kind of wondering on this rebranding and now you trying to come up with a story for them or put them in a story. What would make sense? Because if you bring the Street Profits back, the only thing that makes sense to me is put them in a championship for the tag team titles. Because they probably your best.
Let's just be honest though. Let's say they came back tomorrow. Are you excited to see R-Truth and Damian Priest versus the Street Profits?
No.
What's your other option?
They don't have any other option. Oh, then you're gonna move the Street Profits to Raw. You have no other option.
Like,
unless R-Truth and Damian Priest are going to be transition champions, which I do believe they will be.
There's no reason to keep the belts on them long term at all. There was no point to ever give them the belts. When they won, I was just like, seriously, this is how you guys are going about it.
Right.
Like,
so the one thing we got to acknowledge is that R-Truth is a fan favorite. The fans love R-Truth. So putting the title on R-Truth, the fans going to go crazy for it. They love it. We kind of seen this coming doing our backstage segments with Kip Wilson, R-Truth, Damian Priest, and Nick Aldis. So you kind of seen this coming in a way, and you already knew that Priest and R-Truth they already clicked it way back when Priest was in the Judgment Day and R-Truth was trying to get in the Judgment Day. So they had some chemistry there, and you can say that they went back to it and just like, hey, we want to make you guys a tag team, and we'll put the title on you guys, and we'll see what it does.
Yeah, it's you took 2 guys that you don't have anything going for that are both fan favorites and just said, we're going to slap them together and throw them in the tag team division because we don't do anything relevant with tag team wrestling to begin with. So it's just an easy way to put some belts on them and get people to talk about them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I come from by Damian Priest. He got loads of injuries. He needs to work on those. However, I feel for him because they have nothing for him. This is a guy, what's like 2 years ago, that was your champion.
Yeah.
And now you have nothing.
And hasn't sniffed anything close since.
Like his best feud since then was Drew McIntyre. How is it everybody's best feud with Drew McIntyre?
Because Drew McIntyre is the biggest commodity you have in that entire company.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can say Roman Reigns, you can say anything. Drew McIntyre makes everybody look good.
Yeah, and that feud with Priest was pretty damn good.
That's been I would say that's the entire highlight of his entire WWE run.
Actually, I was gonna say that was his entire highlight in his SmackDown run.
I would say even he had a couple titles in NXT, but like as far as like an actual feud and an actual program, the Drew McIntyre one's the best one he's had, period.
Yeah. The Finn Balor one was okay. I don't think
that wasn't really
that was okay. It didn't hit its potential.
No.
Because they had to play it safe. If I'm Damian Priest, this might be I hate saying something like this, but I'm gonna have to rethink some things. Either I gotta be rebranded.
I'm telling you, I expect a lot of guys when their contracts are up to be gone.
100%.
Unless they're in that time, unless there's a massive shakeup where they do get rid of Triple H and some of these other guys. Like if you've signed 2 deals and you're still not doing anything with the company, you're not going to do anything with the company.
Yeah.
This isn't Vince McMahon where Vince would say, hey, I'm going to get you. Goldust is a perfect example. Hey, I don't have a lot for you right now. I got to take care of all these other guys, but I'm going to have something for you in the future. And even when he was used as like R-Truth back in the day, the funny guy where he had the whole stuttering gimmick, he got a lot of TV time. So he might not have had titles, but he got a lot of TV time. R-Truth doesn't even get TV time. I mean, right now he is because he's got the tag titles, but look at since they brought him back. Once John Cena was gone, you didn't see R-Truth for months. And even now, if I'm Ron Killings, I'm pissed off because you don't even let me wrestle as me. I'm just doing all of John Cena stuff. Like, I don't even have my own moveset.
Damian Priest is 43 years old, so
I know
he's not going anywhere. And Ron Killings, he's not going anywhere unless they get after they release.
I could see a world where Damian Priest gets released by this time next year.
Well, I can see where a lot of these old guys get released next year, except for Roman.
I mean, a lot of these guys, I'm sitting back like Aleister Black. There's still potential for him. And he's just a great wrestler. He's got a great look. Having Zelina Vega as your wife coming out with you is perfect because she fits right into that mold of what he's doing. There's still a hope for him. Rusev, you're done. Sheamus, you're done. Like you could sit there and list off all these guys. Apollo Crews, you're done. Matt Cardona, you're dumb for coming back. Like a whole list of guys that WWE will say, oh, we have to have this whole stable of guys. If somebody goes down, next man up, blah, blah, blah. We've seen when somebody goes down, you don't go to next man up. You just try and rework stories with the same people to make it make sense. Finn Balor got his 2 matches for the title. He's not going to sniff the main event anytime soon. Instead of him winning and building up a huge, push of momentum at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title, you took the IC title off of Dominic before their match at WrestleMania. Why? Penta deserves a title. But Penta didn't even win it at anything big. He won it on a Monday night because you had to get fans back in attendance to actually care about your show.
I think 2 things going to happen, though. One, I think Dom going to be more featured on AAA. And 2, that Intercontinental title needs to be defended. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, Dominic Mysterio wasn't defending that title at all.
You let Jade go 100 days. You have no excuses at this point. You could have let Dom come out, cut promos, do whatever to build up to WrestleMania, to have Finn win it at WrestleMania and get a push.
I know. And you're right. I kind of look like the WWE is trying to right it wrong. So it's this is something just a long time ago. And I'm not blaming Dom.
No, it's not Dom's fault.
Yeah, the WWE had nothing for him. Plus, he was hurt.
Well, it's not Dom's fault at all.
Yeah.
It's just how bad their writing is. When Brazzers is taking shots at you like we talked about before the show. If you need us to write good stories with satisfying endings, give us a call. Like, come on. Like everybody, like it's almost at the point where I'm going to have to start figuring out creative ways to defend the WWE because everybody's starting to bag on them now because they are that bad.
Well, yeah, because how is it? You just said it. Jade Cargill, Julia, Carmella Hayes, Dom when he was champion. Even to a certain degree, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. You put title and the tag team titles, men and women. You have champions and you have nothing for them.
Let's go back. Let's go back in the last 2 years. Let's do a full 2 years of history here. Name one match that Cody's had better than Carmelo Hayes.
The Roman match was good. I'm gonna say the first Roman match. No, I'm sorry. No, that was 3 years. I want to say him and Kevin Owens.
Okay. Do you think that match alone was better than any of the 7 with Carmelo Hayes and Andrade?
I'm gonna say 2 of those matches that he had with Kevin Owens is better than the 7, only because the WWE never gave Carmelo and Andrade the opportunity to do that on the pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just in recent history, the match with Ilya. Cody's not putting on matches like that. And you have a U.S. title, like you said. Your champion has no direction going into WrestleMania. Now, we already know it's going to be Ilya versus Carmelo because if they don't put Carmelo on the card and him not being injured, people are going to lose their minds. So, yeah, we're going to get a thrown together. And don't get me wrong, I would love watching those two wrestle all the time. But there's no build up to this match. They haven't done anything to build up that whatsoever.
Yeah, it's no build up. And if you're Ilya, why would you need to wrestle Carmelo this many times? Or if you're Carmelo, why need to wrestle Dragunov this many times? If I'm Dragunov, I'm thinking like, yo, I should be moved up to the main event scene because that main event scene needs some fresh air. It needs a new face.
Well, and the problem is they keep doing these, like even Penta's basically doing an open challenge at this point. Mm-hmm. And you're putting them in with all these faces. You're not building storylines out of it. Again, Penta Dragon Lee was an amazing match. Could very well become a WrestleMania match with no build-up.
It was. I would like to see WWE get creative here.
Well,
maybe
you're watching the wrong company.
Yeah, I know. Maybe do something from old and bring it back. Like, I want to see Ilya Dragunov versus Gunther, WrestleMania. That's a story that was never finished. That's
you
a
got
story.
Like 3 weeks to build that story.
I mean, it's not like they can't do it.
I mean, it's not that they can't, but they're not going to.
Oh, I know.
They're only going to make any additions to matches right now if it's the main event match where Triple H is panicking because he knows his job is on the line.
He should be panicking because he needs to put the best of the best out there.
I mean, when you were still up, I just read that this morning that basically the whole Jelly Roll and Royce Keys match, tag team match, is officially dead.
Yeah,
but that's been something that they've been talking about up until now. Why? I'm a Jelly Roll fan. Well, I used to be a hardcore Jelly Roll fan, not so much anymore. But I don't need to see him on wrestling constantly.
You're right. You don't need to see him. However, I think
especially Kit Wilson.
I mean, Kit Wilson and Jelly Roll would be a fun match for on the celebrity side. It'd be a fun match for that. You can see here that match is not for us. That match is for TKO, so they can promote that. But like, hey, look, we got one of the top country music stars, Jelly Roll, who's going to wrestle 1-on-1 at WrestleMania.
Who also has the worst theme song in the history of wrestling.
Well, I haven't heard it, but I will take a listen. So that's with TKO. That's not for the fans. That's not for you and me. That's with TKO. That's letting them know that, hey, we're going to promote this match. This is
Can you
going
imagine
down.
if you already bought tickets to WrestleMania? Let's say you bought tickets for both nights, and then you find out you get a Jelly Roll versus Kit Wilson match. That's like firebombing the WWE office's bad level. Like somebody
I
could be
mean,
so pissed off that like firebombs are getting set.
we're getting a tag team gauntlet match. So I mean,
Well,
it's
that's
not like,
because they need to kill time because they don't have anything relevant going on. They need to kill off an hour of one of the two shows.
well, I think the Jelly Roll is a match that's gonna kill some time.
Jelly Roll is going to eat up 2 minutes because, yeah, he lost a bunch of weight, but he still doesn't have any endurance. He's going to go out there for a hot 5 minutes and be done.
Hey, look, the guy looked good when he tag teaming Randy Orton. That's because he ain't do a lot because Randy Orton did the brunt work, right?
He
So
took the table shot and then he laid outside the ring and Randy did all the rest of the match. Like
yeah,
he did what he needed to do. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, hey, look, I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I had nothing against it, but I'm gonna say this though. They got Jelly Roll because they couldn't get Bad Bunny.
100%. They tried.
And by the way, before your next up, so my wife, we sitting there and we was watching wrestling, and she never seen Bad Bunny wrestle before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I put it on there when he wrestled Damian Priest. Pretty impressive. She was impressed.
I had to do the same thing for Susie a couple weeks ago. She's like, "What do you mean he wrestled?" I said, "Yeah, he did some stuff," and so I
Yeah,
had to
he
show her
wrestled
some
three
of it.
times in the
Yeah.
WWE.
No, I was gonna say the one thing we can't talk about on the show for a while is we can't make fun of WWE not doing anything with Santos Escobar because
He's out.
he's out for a good substantial amount of time.
Yes, he had hip surgery.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm still gonna be no. We still gonna mention as we're gonna still gonna we're going to mention Escobar. I'm sorry. We still going to mention Escobar on this show. Not in a mean way, but in a good way.
I love Santos Escobar. That's why I brought it up all the time. The fact that you re-sign this guy and then you just let him sit there and do nothing, and then you bring him back in AAA. Like, can we just say AAA is a lost cause and move on? Let the talent go. If they want to go to CMLL, let them go. If they want to go to New Japan, let them go. AAA is just a lost cause.
I'm not ready to throw that title in yet, but I am kind of wondering why I'm not hearing Conan on call. You know,
they're saying he got his leg amputated.
Nothing against Corey Graves. Corey Graves does a hell of a job. He's very underrated for what he does.
Corey Graves is the best announcer WWE has, period.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. I do see him at some point that he will replace Michael Cole.
He needs to replace Michael Cole 5 years ago. I can't stand Michael Cole.
Michael Cole never liked Michael is the Cole. Voice of the WWE.
Michael Cole is almost as bad as Tony Schiavone in the WCW.
Come on, man. Tony Schiavone was. You know what? I'm not for defending Tony Schiavone. This ain't today.
I was gonna say you used to bag on him just as much as I did.
I did. I'm sorry, I did, but not today. Corey Gray is gonna be the new voice of the WWE.
He's also a professor now too. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes. Really?
He's teaching media production and something at. It's a smaller school, but yeah, he's actually teaching.
And Carmella wants to get back into wrestling as a, what did she say? Something about NXT needs a new GM.
Did she ever get over Dropfoot?
What?
That's what kept her from wrestling. She got Dropfoot after she had their kid. She developed Dropfoot, where she basically didn't have any use. I think of it. It was her right foot. So really? Like all the flexion when you move your feet around and stuff. You can't do that when you have drop foot. Your foot basically gets locked in place. Right. Sometimes it can be temporary. Sometimes it's permanent.
I don't know. But she was interested in being NXT new general manager.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. She'd be better than Ava was.
Well, can we just say at a certain point in time, Ava just didn't really give a shit?
Oh, that was clearly evident when they fired her girlfriend. It was like, yeah, I'm done with this.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to base my decision because my spouse got fired. And plus, what make this even, I ain't going to say worse, but there were clips out there she was training with Charlotte Flair. So it looks like she was trying to get a in-ring return, but that's not happening. But then
It's
again,
not happening right now.
yeah, but
Dad
then
makes a few
again,
phone calls, and the entire leadership team in WWE could be wiped out,
well,
which it should be.
she don't gotta make a few phone calls. She's go see her dad and he'll make it happen.
That's what I'm saying. She makes a phone call to Dad. Dad makes a phone call to Ari and says, "Get rid of him."
Or he can just do it himself. He is
Yeah.
the head of the board.
I don't know how it hasn't happened yet. Unless Triple H has just got so much dirt on these guys, and I don't see how he would. But
Well,
like, just get rid of this dude. He clearly doesn't have a clue. You've got other. I've seen a bunch of interviews lately. All these guys trying to, oh, Triple H is such a great wrestling mind. Kane was the one I read this morning, talking about the corporate Kane thing. Oh, corporate Kane idea was all Triple H. It was such a great idea. The execution of it was just piss poor, though. That's why it didn't work. Well, the execution would have come up from him too. It would have been on you, and it would have been on Triple H. So, are you taking the blame for it, or are you putting it on Triple H?
Yeah. Well, like The Rock said, he's playing the long game on he didn't say on what, but his thing.
Well, he doesn't. He can do other things whenever he wants.
Yeah.
So, I do find it interesting that they put out the number that Tony Khan tried to buy WWE for. It was like just short of $80 a share, which was the lowest offer.
Yeah. And I'm glad that he didn't get the bid, because we don't need a WWE 2.0 where you buy another wrestling franchise and you consolidate it and you get rid of it. We don't need that. So,
well, the problem is, if you look at all the people that were in the bidding war for it, none of them had anything to do with any sort of wrestling background besides Tony Khan.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have been in the same boat no matter what.
Yeah, I think I'm just speculating here. This is just my opinion. If we read about the WWE, there is no AEW. There might be a Ring of Honor.
Oh no, he would have trashed AEW for sure.
Yeah, it might be a Ring of Honor. He might even probably bring back WCW, or he might even probably bring back ECW. But there definitely would have been no AEW.
I still say bring back WCW. They had just rebranded the company and all that stuff right before they shut it down. So you could bring that stuff out without even having to pay to remarket everything, and it would still look good.
Yeah. So just like I said, Ari's not on top of his wrestling, so we probably won't see that.
No.
Other news: Randy Orton. Now everybody see Randy Orton made his heel turn. Everybody was excited when he cut his promo this past week, a heel promo. But that's not what everybody was talking about. I know Jamie feel this is a waste of time. I have no feelings on it whatsoever. The biggest thing going on between this feud is, who is Randy Orton talking to on the phone? And why did he make the comments of there is more than one wrestling? Well, I don't know.
There's more than one royal family.
Yeah,
he's probably talking to his dad.
Yeah. Could be talking to his dad, but everybody throwing out here, oh, it could be The Rock, or it could be Kevin Owens, or maybe Aleister Black finally got to. Who knows?
He's probably talking to his dad. They'll have his dad come out at WrestleMania, hit Cody with something for Randy Orton to win, because they don't want Cody to look weak and take a clean loss. Blah 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 blah. That's the most predictable Triple H booking, is so that they can say they have surprises in store for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The same one that said we have surprises in store for Royal Rumble, and it was Brie Bella. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. So his dad is Cowboy Bob Orton, is 78 years old. And for him to come out, I have no problem. Him interfere, I have no problem. I just don't want this to be no type of long-term storyline. That's all I'm coming from with it.
Well, you have to remember, as long as the reason I think the storyline is stupid, Randy's much better as a heel, but he was at a place where you could tell he knows he's coming to the end of his career. He's just enjoying it. He's having fun. As long as Cody stays a face, they're going to put him at the center of everything. So I need them to make him heel so that they don't feel inclined to put him at the front of everything.
Yeah.
Because Cody is boring. just pure, utter, boring TV.
Yeah.
Again, how they didn't look at the numbers. You put the belt on Drew, your attendance goes up, your ratings go up. Everything goes up when Drew has it, and they're already saying SmackDown ratings are back down.
Yeah. I don't see that being the case for too much longer. If the WWE wants to do something different, hopefully they'll pull the trigger and have Randy win. Because, like Randy said, I need
he's
this.
definitely going to win. There's no question about that. They got to get him to 16 as fast as possible, and then there'll be a talk of whether they'll let him tie John Cena or not. I don't think they will. I think they're always going to have him be one short. They'll say he's tied with Ric Flair and move it and keep it moving, but he's definitely got to get 15, which means he has to win this match. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins it, loses it, and wins it back at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Before we continue, someone said hello to us.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. Yeah, we want to say hi and welcome to the Signature and Finisher podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And usually I say make sure you like, subscribe, and share or chat with us in the beginning. But since you said hello, I'm going to say it now. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share our show. And Jamie, he has another comment for you or for us. I agree, Randy will win. Yes. I agree with you on that. Randy needs to win. I think what the Randy situation is that John Cena passed Randy Orton up. Let's be honest. He passed him up. And if I'm a guy like a Randy Orton, I might feel a little type of way about that because, me and this guy came in together and we was projecting on the same course. And he got 17. I'm at 14. Randy probably feel like, hey, I should be at 17 too. Or I should be at 16 right now going for 17.
Their careers had equal success, but they had to go about it different ways.
Yeah.
No, it's because they didn't have anything for Mania once you lost Braun Breaker and
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and then Bronson Reed.
Wait, man, he got more for us here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's quick with it. Randy publicly stated that he is on retirement tour and wants to win one more title before he leaves.
Well, that's why I said I think they'll have him win 2, so he at least ties Flair.
And Randy was speaking to his dad on SmackDown.
Told you.
Yeah, I believe that.
But no, he'll probably win at Mania, lose at the next one, and then win back at SummerSlam, just so they can get those 2 out of the way. And then boom, he's at 16. Problem solved. Right. Everything's done.
To Universal, I got a question for you. What is your favorite Randy Orton moment?
You're just putting the poor guy in the spot like this?
I just want to ask him a question. He asking us. I'm asking.
What's your favorite Randy Orton moment?
My favorite Randy Orton moment is when it's the battles he had with John Cena.
Well, that was like a year and a half worth of time.
I'm talking about back in their early in their career, his battles with John Cena. And the reason I say that because I kind of think Randy Orton brought out the best of John Cena. My personal thing. Their battles are epic. I mean, at that time, even now, you could say that Randy Orton and John Cena was 1A, 1B. Depends how you look at it. If Randy would have stayed healthy, you can possibly say that both of these guys were double 1As in the company.
Well, that's why I said they had the same trajectory. They just went about it different ways. Randy was associated, like, he got the Evolution faction. He got a lot of that stuff, where John Cena was always just a solo guy and just kind of did it on his own. So, I mean, it would be fair if they bumped him up to 17 in quick fashion. You would definitely see that it was forced, but I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I have a feeling that they'll stop him at 16 to keep him tied with Flair.
I guess.
Hell, they might stop at 15, but I highly doubt it.
To me, of all the wrestlers we talking about, I always feel that Randy deserved more. That's just me.
I mean, Randy's good. I don't have a problem with that. I think if you were to build a wrestler, he would kind of be like your prototypical guy that you would want to build after. Because he could do, I mean, you never really saw him do any high flying stuff, but he never really needed to. Like, he had enough of a gimmick in itself that people wanted to see that, so he didn't have to do anything over the top like that. I do like that he went back to the one-handed RKO. It looks a lot better than the jumping, just grasping at whatever. It looks a lot better. It's still not as good as the Diamond Cutter by any means, but
no,
it is a lot better.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on from Randy Orton into this Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill situation, because it's like I don't know what the heck is going on anymore. So in WWE Logic, they had Rhea and Jay had they sparring on the mic. Cool. They didn't get physical. Rhea wanted to get physical. Jay didn't. You bring out B-Fab and
Michin,
and I'm thinking like, all right, I see where this is going. Why they doing this? In true WWE fashion, Michin and B-Fab jumped Rhea Ripley. After Rhea Ripley was talking good about the locker room. I'm talking about telling, hey, Jay, you don't know anything about wrestling. You're not a wrestler. And which is all facts. B-Fab and Michin jumped Rhea Ripley. They joined forces with Jade Cargill. It's like they're bringing the baddies back, but only in WWE. But was it last week that over the last few months, she been feuding with B-Fab?
It's the same principle as Bronson Reed injuring Seth Rollins and then all of a sudden shows back up after being hurt to join his faction. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Honestly, it's probably them just trying to cover how bad Jade is. Because even Jade's promos, but besides her saying I'm that bitch, she has no substance to even anything that she says.
Yeah. And sorry for being long-winded. It's just that what I just said, it deserved to be long-winded for that segment.
Well, like when they came out, I was like, oh, maybe they're gonna push Rhea to be heel. So I got a little excited for it. And then they attack Rhea, and I was like, yep, it's just WWE, just standard fair WWE.
It's like she been beating up on these two women over the last 6 months. And now you're gonna put them as a team. But like I said, more likely they're gonna bring the baddie faction back. Now you're just missing a third member. So to me, it just hear me out. So to me, when I see this, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, oh, okay. So now more than anything, she needs to drop the title because it would make more sense to have her develop with her new faction, and they can be all on the same page. You know, like what's that thing Chris Statlander was saying? Character development. You gave her a new faction right in the middle of the road to WrestleMania. They need some character development, so it would make sense for her to lose the title so that she can, so they all can have some character.
Well, there was never, I don't think anybody would have been able to debate and make a logical case for Jade Cargill winning WrestleMania.
Right.
So
also, and she did an interview. I forgot with who, but it was a good interview, straight up good interview. She was open and honest. And one of the things she said that kind of perked my ears is that she wants to wrestle a lot of the women on the SmackDown division, a lot of the veteran wrestlers. Charlotte, Alexa Bliss. She want to wrestle Tiffany Stratton. She want to wrestle all those girls. Because the interviewer asked her about her lackluster title run. But as she said, she would love to wrestle them, and hopefully she will get to wrestle them in the future. However, they are tied up and busy in the tag team division. So I'm asking you, Jamie, as a guy who loves Jade and wrestling as I do, huge women wrestling fan, will you hear your champion come out in an interview and say that Do you think that you might want to accommodate that? You know, hey, oh, you want to wrestle off him? Okay, cool. We're gonna make that happen.
The problem with that is it's similar to like the last show when we were talking about Darby Allin. Darby's going to have a hard time being a consistent main eventer for AEW because you have to trust that he's not going to go out and do something stupid. Same thing with Jade. You have to trust she's not going to go out there and hurt somebody because she has hurt B-Fab. She has hurt Michin. She did hurt, was it Piper Niven? Like she actually has hurt these people. It's similar to like Nia Jax when everybody was calling for Nia Jax to get fired a few years ago because she hurt all those people back to back to back to back. Jade's done the same thing. But because Jade is just big and hulking looking and not, lack of a better word for Nia that I just can't say right now, grimace looking, then nobody's calling for Jade to get fired, even though she's hurt just as many people as Nia has.
Yeah. So that is a problem. But the one thing though is that I took away from the interview, even if she's not champion, even though she hurts too many people, it's good to get her in the ring with some of these veteran wrestlers who can lead the way. And our friend is back. He said his favorite moment in Randy Orton is the Evolution and the match versus Cactus Jack Backlash in 2004.
I would say the Cactus Jack match is probably my favorite too.
Okay. And he said
when he won the title when he was in Evolution still.
And Jay stable is called Taking Over. Didn't hear that, but hey, take your word for it. We'll wait. Yes, Jay did have a stable in AEW as well, the Baddies, and that was pretty darn bad.
Yeah, well, and it comes back to, like I was saying, with her injuring people, I can say that I want to wrestle everybody out there too. But if I'm not willing to do what the company wants me to do to get better, yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if you were disconnected or not, but yeah, it's because she has no abilities besides saying I'm that bitch. She can't cut a promo. She can't wrestle. She can't do much of basically anything. She has a look. She has a great look. My eyes are very happy when she's on TV. But past that, there's not a lot of substance there whatsoever. But yeah, again, if I don't know, you don't know, none of us know what WWE has said of her about you need to go down to the Performance Center or you need to do this. If she's not willing to get better, I can say I want to wrestle John Cena.
Yeah.
Do I belong in a ring with John Cena? No. Do you want to put Jade in there with Charlotte when Charlotte already has a history of injuries and potentially risk Charlotte getting hurt again? No.
Hey, someone who said the exact same thing you said. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to see this. Yeah. It's kind of sad that the two people you beating up is not in your same group.
Well, and that's why I said it's the Bronson Reed thing all over again. Like they better have a real good reason why you picked those two to be in the group of, if it's we can't beat her, so we joined her. Like you never explained Bronson Reed. The whole Bronson Reed thing never made sense to me because you never even tried to explain it. See, what you don't know is I'm actually the one typing all this while we do the show. That's why I have to stop and type.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, bro?
It's not me. My hands are up here.
Wait. Piper never has a broken neck because of Jay.
See, I was right. Yeah, Piper might not ever wrestle again either. Like it's a very real thing that she might not wrestle.
Yeah,
like what's his name from Pretty Deadly? He might not be able to make a comeback either. That's why Kit's out there by himself because Nathan Frazier broke his neck last year in May.
Well, here's the thing with Jade though, and you say you don't dislike Jade. I don't think none of us dislike Jade. I just think that whether she's on the main roster or NXT, there's not going to be no change. If she bad on the main roster, she's definitely going to be bad down in NXT.
At this point, if she went back to NXT, it would be a problem because she already has that attitude that I'm above this, and she would cause problems in NXT.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why she ain't go to NXT in the first place. No, wait, no, wasn't. No, wasn't because Triple H eyes did all the talking.
Yeah.
Not the brain. So, I mean, whether she went to NXT first, we would still be having the same conversation, had the same issue. And even though Booker T has offered to work with her.
You know who I absolutely loved back in the day that looks exactly like Jade? Linda Miles. She was the manager of the Bashams. I was a huge Linda Miles fan. And then she got into a bunch of trouble outside of wrestling, but they could have done the same thing with Linda Miles back then because she had Jade's look before Jade was ever even playing basketball. I forget what her name was, like Shaniqua or something like that in WWE. But yeah, she was the manager of the Bashams back in the day.
Looked her up. She's very well put together.
Yeah, she was Jade Cargill before Jade Cargill was around.
But not in the face.
I mean, when she had her makeup and stuff on, she was good.
But not in the face.
I mean, does she look like Jade in the face? No, but body-wise, she's 100% Jade Cargill.
Yeah, that's not me saying it. That's me interpreting what you said, and I'm Triple H thinking, oh, no, not in the face. No.
That dude was hooked up with China before all the jaw surgery, so I don't want to hear anything of what Triple H could be saying. China had a more manly jaw than John Cena did before all those facial surgeries.
He upgraded standards.
I mean, you go back and look at China in '97. That jaw was squared off.
Oh, man. All right. I want to get to OVW referees.
Oh, that poor guy.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff, our long lost friend that he don't know.
What did Bischoff say about it? I didn't see anything that he said. I read Al Snow's thing that he put out about it, which was dumb.
So I'm going to read you this little article, what he said. So let's get right to the backstory. Back on March 12th, OVW referee Dallas Edward took a bump with one of the wrestlers on my top rope, and he took the splash. That wasn't a problem because he is trained to take a bump, and he's a trained professional wrestler.
Well, that and it was planned too.
Yeah, it was planned. So that spot was already set up. What happened afterwards was not planned, was not set up, and it was a scary moment. Dallas Edwards had a seizure, and it took everybody in the company by surprise. They did not know what to do. So instead of having the medics who were on the scene right there by the ring to get in the ring and attend to him, they decided to keep the match going. They didn't stop the match. You can clearly as day, you can see this man needed some help. One of the wrestlers actually tried to move him out the way.
They tried to kick him out of the way.
And they tried to kick him out of the ring. It just didn't happen. And you can see the man was struggling. He was hurting. I mean, he needed some help because he had his hand up in a funky way. And it was like, what are you guys doing? I mean, at what point are you guys going to stop the match?
Yeah. Al Snow's explanation did not help anything. All he had to do was say, yeah, we had an incident. You know, it's not good. It's not what we ever planned for. We could have handled it better. We're going to get better moving forward. But he gave like this long-winded excuse and then put, we're retraining everybody now. And basically put it on, well, the referee is the one that coordinates everything and blah, 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 blah. So when the referee goes down, nobody knows what to do. Oh, that's a training problem.
Yeah. So, you know, I did see a interview they did with his mom, Dallas Edwards' mom, and said he is improving. He's doing well. He's going for another scan. If everything goes well, he'll be leaving the hospital and going home tomorrow. So before I even get to what Eric Bischoff said, man, prayers to you. It's unfortunate what happened, but I'm just glad that he's on the road to recovery. That's the main point. That's the main thing. And two, for that company to not do anything. I mean, just to not thinking on your think quick in the black. Oh, stop the match. We gotta get somebody in there. And for them to drop the ball and for them to kind of like not take responsible in the way they should, it kind of makes me kind of upset. And the mayor of that city, I forgot what city they're in. I know they're in Kentucky. He is part owner of the OVW, and they tried to interview him, and he declined to be interviewed. But he put out a statement said, "I am no longer part of OVW. I haven't worked. I haven't done anything or worked any work for OVW in years." Okay, so you say.
Yeah.
Two wrestler injured on the live show last night. Which three? Dynamite had huge ratings this week, 750,000. Dynamite has beaten NXT in the ratings 5 out of the last 7 weeks now.
Finn Balor sprained his ankle on Friday.
Live event show, right?
Yeah.
Was it NXT?
It just says live event show, and then it says Elio LaFleur might have broke his arm last night on NXT.
All right. So here's my thing. You say Dynamite had huge ratings this week.
They did. It was their biggest show since like June of last year. I mean, WWE really needs to pay attention because AEW is only building momentum. It's a slow burn build up, but as more and more people get turned off from WWE from high ticket prices and lack of quality broadcasting, it's going to push more people. If you're a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling fan. There are people that are just like we've talked about before. If you're just a WWE fan, you will start to gravitate towards other things. But if you're a wrestling fan, you will gravitate towards AEW because they are building up a better roster. I don't want to say better roster. They're building up an improved roster of people that can actually wrestle. Once they start working on their storytelling, they're going to have a quality product. They've got a pretty decent TV deal right now. So,
yeah. So I'm not saying not knocking AEW because I do watch AEW and you can tell that they're getting better. But this past week's Dynamite, and I didn't watch it because I was at work. I was trying to get to the highlights today, but when I've been hearing around social media and all that this past week's Dynamite was boring. And nobody really enjoyed it.
Well,
saying that the numbers are wrong because I do believe the numbers could be right, but what I'm saying is that a lot of people didn't find the show that interesting.
Well, the problem is it's I don't want to say reverse of WWE. AEW puts so much into their pay-per-views that their shows do sometimes look mundane compared to their PLEs or they're still technically pay-per-views, trying to keep them all straight. You know what I mean? PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever. But they go so hardcore on their pay-per-views and stuff that their shows do just kind of look like, oh, it's whatever. But compared to WWE, it's a way better show. The matches are way better. There's a lot less commercials going on compared to the amount of time you're spent watching wrestling, especially on a 2-hour show compared to a 3-hour show. So for people to say it's boring, if you're comparing it to their pay-per-views, then yeah, maybe it was, but it's overall a better show than what SmackDown's putting out. I can promise you that. I didn't say it's mostly better than Raw's putting out.
Well, look, every show is better than SmackDown. I mean, even Collision, Collision is better than SmackDown. So,
that's the thing. It's like
they about to tie.
AEW is just going to keep building momentum.
They might. I'm not saying they can't, but they might if they don't shoot themselves in the foot.
Tony Khan's managed to keep it going this long, and they're starting to build back up. Like they had good momentum back in 21, 22, and they kind of lost it with some stuff, especially with Cody leaving. And they took some time to figure themselves out. Now they've started to figure themselves out again. And if I'm Tony Khan, I'm putting like $5 million of just marketing money behind MJF. and just let him do his thing and get that company over, because he single-handedly is good enough to get people to get eyes on that company if you're not already watching AEW.
Well,
That dude
yeah,
is the biggest thing that wrestling could have since Bray Wyatt's character.
well, yeah. My thing with AEW is one I do love. I do love their pay per views. It's a hit, and just like this person's, just like was said right here, I agree. AEW pay per view are 10 out of 10, but their weekly shows are usually not good. A lot of people watch Dynamite due to best pay per view of the year momentum, but the show was not good. It's that carryover that bothers
Mm-hmm.
me. Then what bothers me is that you have MJF, you have Swerve Strickland, and now you got a returning Will Ospreay. Those three guys, that's your foundation right there. Every storyline should be based around what they're doing in the main event scene. They should be having meaningful matches. Matter of fact, these three guys, eh, plus Switchblade on Jay White when he comes back from injury, those four guys should be intertwined in the main event. Like they should be fighting for the title at all times. And I just want to see. Oh, subscribe. Thank you.
Oh, look at us go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at
Thank
us.
you. Appreciate
I don't even
that.
think I'm subscribed to our own show. That's bad on me.
What was wrong with you?
I never go on social media. You know this. Like, you have to send me texts to do things. I'll check it out. If I'm not, I'll get it done by the end of the show.
Jamie's gonna kill every good spirit I got, every bone in my body. He could have said that after we got off the air. Oh my, I ain't subscribed to our own show. What the Jamie?
I had to have people push me to put kid photos of my kid on social media because I don't even go on there. So
That's one thing differently.
I will get it done when we get done with the show. I told you that. I'll get it done.
All right. Anyhow, basically what I'm trying to say is that when you have a good foundation of Jay White, MJF, Swerve Strickland, you set yourself up for good things down the road. Now, how you use them is going to be the important thing, and how you use everybody else will also be important, because I'm taking the Paul Heyman logic, but just a little differently. If you book these four guys right, everything else will fall into place.
Yeah. And now that you have certain guys away from the company, you know, Jericho's guaranteed TV time every week. Jericho realistically probably passed his usefulness for AEW because, again, you now have the MJFs, the Darby Allens to a certain degree, the Swerve Stricklands that you didn't have before, Hangman Page that people still seem to love, and I still don't get why. You actually have a foundation of a main event where before you basically had to run through 2 years, 3 years ago, you had to wait for Cody and Jericho to basically set the tone for the rest of your show.
Yeah.
And then Cody left, and then Jericho was super part-time. Fozzie's touring, this and that. Jericho's hurt, this and that. You had to figure out how to build up a main event scene again. So you got a huge dose of Jon Moxley all the time. And now they've started to actually figure out. You got Swerve Strickland in that time. He came in as basically a main event guy right off the rip. You've got a steady rotation, and they have something. And again, you have probably the best wrestler overall in the entire world in your company, at MJF. The dude can sell anything.
He's by far the only dude I know who stays in character all the time. Not saying like he doesn't break character sometimes, but majority of the time he's in character. You haven't seen that in a long time. That's old school wrestling. That's very old school when guys stay in character outside the ring.
His Chris Van Vliet interview is still my favorite interview Chris Van Vliet's ever done. It's hilarious.
Yes. Like I said, AEW has a good foundation. And I know on the name 4 guys who could be in the main event, they could possibly have upwards of maybe 10 guys in the main event scene in AEW. What they just need to do is, I'm not asking them to give me A+ story. What I'm asking you is, if you start a story, give us the middle and give us the end. No start and stop. Don't start it and you stop it, then you come back to a year later. I don't want that. Just
Their
give us.
stories are starting to get better, so that's something that can be easily fixed.
Jericho is 56. He shouldn't be wrestling. Shouldn't wrestle anymore.
Oh no, he should absolutely be done. He's looked terrible, but recently with all of his gym body photos he's been taking, he's clearly making a comeback, most likely for WWE to get his retirement run in.
Yeah, no, you're right. 56. It don't matter. 55, 56. He'd be 56 in what? In November? That's not too far away.
If you're 55 or 56 and you're still pro wrestling, it doesn't matter how old you are at that point.
Right. Get out.
Yeah.
No. Look, Chris Jericho has nothing to prove at all. I mean, the guy's a first class Hall of Famer. He has done everything you possibly think of to do in professional wrestling. He is probably one of the best professional wrestlers when it comes to reinventing yourself to stay relevant and stay on top of this game. You don't see nobody like Chris Jericho doing this all the time. So Chris Jericho has nothing to prove.
Jericho could do AEW or WWE a lot of good just by becoming an on-screen manager. Because again, he can talk just as good as Paul Heyman can to help get people over and tell stories.
Yeah. Either on-screen manager or working with the creative team in the back, maybe being a producer. I think Jericho as Raw Jim would be awesome.
Anything would be better than Adam Pearce, I can say that much.
Man, the hate for Adam Pearce is just too real.
They just project him to look like such a weirdo. Like they give it Raw always looks chaotic, and they always give him this view and position him on TV like he never has control of the show, that nothing can flow through him. People make their own decisions. They call for their own matches. The GM effectively doesn't do anything on Raw. They don't do that same thing to Nick Aldis. I mean, Drew McIntyre does to a certain degree, but he's like the only one.
Jacob Fatu to a certain degree.
I mean, that's new with the whole
Randy Orton always gave him RKO. And every time he gives one, he's come back look like he wants to beat the shit out of Randy Orton.
I mean, Nick Aldis needs to have his last hurrah too. So I would be fine replacing him as a GM and letting him actually wrestle.
He does.
Especially because Cody's there.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't know what Chris Jericho's going to do because he's still on the AEW roster. More likely look like they added time to his contract, so we don't know if he's gonna sit out or he's gonna come back. Wherever Jericho does, we all know it's gonna be good. Now back to Eric Bischoff. Basically, what Eric Bischoff says, kind of what we were just saying. That should have happened. That situation. He's saying that should never happen, and that would be to shut down and make sure this young man wasn't in a situation worse than he obviously was. I can't read. I need to go back to school.
You said it, not me.
I know. Those Rochester Adams school district, I tell you. Because that could have been true too. It's just life or potentially life or death. The talent, they're too caught up in their own shit. They're inexperienced and probably never even imagined being in a situation like this. There's pressure on them, unrealistic pressure that they're probably putting on themselves. That's the best way of Eric Bischoff saying they fucked up.
Yeah.
Sorry for the language. Oh, wait a minute. Nick Aldis here. With a 5-way match 3 years ago. That's why he was working with WWE as a SmackDown GM.
He said back in November that he got cleared and that he wanted to get a last hurrah. So
I'm just putting it out there.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. If you suffer a neck injury, a severe neck injury, you're not taking RKOs from Randy Orton. What I mean is if he's not cleared, he's not taking RKOs from Randy.
Well, yeah, WWE's not going to give themselves
right. They're not going to put themselves up for get sued. But if he has been cleared, then that's something different.
He needs the last hurrah.
Nick Aldis in the wrestling ring. The guy was a stud. Speaking of studs, Jamie's other favorite wrestler, Dean Malenko, the most boring wrestler of our time, because the guy makes no type of facial expression.
When you make Chris Benoit look charismatic.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, somebody has said maybe it's Arn Anderson on the other end of that phone.
No.
Are you welcome? He didn't. That person didn't know that Nick Aldis was cleared.
Mm-hmm.
So Jamie got all the answers. The man does more research than Sherlock Holmes.
No, I just have a steady stream of interview crap that runs into my phone, and then I click on it and I read it. But yeah, back in November last year, he was doing an interview with, I think it was Sean Ross Sapp, and he said that he was cleared. He wanted to get one last hurrah, and whether it was a match or a run, he'd be fine with either one.
Okay. All right, Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko, the guy who makes Chris Benoit look charismatic. Same guy who makes Omos look like he got some personality. It appears that his daughter, Marie Malenko, has signed with the WWE. Now, this is according to Body Slam Plus. The third generation star took part in a WWE tryout in Orlando last month. Previously, she went through the pipeline to the eventual signing by making her pro wrestling debut in Japan through Pro Wrestling Noah on February 2nd, where she participated in a 3-way tag team match with Sophia Savian. A few days later, she was featured in a single star in Dream Star Fighting Marigold, where she worked in several competitional contests. The first was on February 7th, where she and Siri ended in a time limit draw. The next day, she reigned victorious in her first career win against Rhea Sito. In the recent past, both Marigold and Noah have worked with WWE, providing pathways with current and future stars like Marie Malenko. So, Dean Malenko's daughter is now in the WWE. Now, I'm wondering, is she's going to go to NXT or is she's going to go to...
She's still so fresh, they'll have her in NXT for sure.
Yeah. I was thinking the other one.
They're both.
I can't think of it right now. But NXT does make sense. And I'm kind of wondering, is she going to be a submission, a technician?
Honestly, they might not even let her go to NXT. They might put her in that Evolve thing first.
That's what I was thinking, Evolve.
Yeah.
So, and other news. I don't know if I mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago. Rey Mysterio's daughter, Aaliyah, is trained to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah, they've been going after her for a while.
Yeah, and she's being trained by her dad, of course. And Rey, I guess he's staying in character too. Him and Dominic, think that she has a better future than Dominic in pro wrestling business. He says she has that natural talent that you just can't teach.
Maybe she does. We'll see.
Yep. So
I read a couple days ago that Rey is basically pushing an injury issue so that he doesn't have to wrestle at WrestleMania 42 because they were planning to have him wrestle Gunther and retire him.
Right. And rumor came out is that Rey Mysterio is planning to retire at the Clash of Italy.
Yeah. And he wants to have it against Dom.
So now we're going to have Dom be the new Legend Killer along with Gunther. That's what we're going for.
I mean, if WWE somehow thought that the Big Show versus Rey Mysterio was a good idea all those years ago, and then you want to turn around and do Gunther versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, like, you can't fix stupid.
I mean, yeah. But anyway, it kind of makes sense. Him and Dom been feuding for the last 3 years. This would be the perfect boat to it. And I mean, if you look at it storyline wise, yes, Gunther will probably be the logical one because you're making him the next Legend Killer. But for Rey, for his son to retire him and beat him, I don't know how much that's going to do for Dom per se. But
It's not gonna do anything to help Dom.
Nah. And for Ray, you know, just him lose to his son officially calling a wrap on his wrestling career, if that's true, I have no problem with it.
Honestly, I'm of the opinion that Rey Mysterio just needs to fade off into the sunset and just be done.
Yeah, we talked about actually we didn't talk about Ray versus Don was a retirement match. Didn't know that one for WrestleMania. Because we always hearing that because Gunther attacked the Dragon Lee and beat Dragon Lee, they were setting up Gunther versus Rey Mysterio. But you know, I kind of feel like a guy like Rey Mysterio deserved to call his own shot. If he wants to lose to Dom at Clash of Italy, that's fine. But I do got one question for you though.
What's that?
For that if you're the WWE,
Just throw your
do
hands up.
the match? Do you do the match, the Clash of Italy, or do you do it on the AAA card?
AAA is not doing anything for you, honestly. They're spending so much money just trying to keep AAA afloat that you would absolutely do it at one of the PLEs. Ray's body is so broken that he needs to not wrestle any more matches, period. But though it's WWE and they don't care, they're going to try and get the most they can out of it. And you don't have John Cena to promote your Saturday night main events anymore, so that'll at least get some eyes on it.
True. That's true. But I'm just saying because Dom is the AAA champion, and it would make sense to have Ray go after that championship.
Nobody's going to believe that Rey Mysterio and his broken body is still going after championships.
I mean, for the AAA, I mean,
even for AAA, like the dude can barely walk.
It's believable. It's believable. It's believable. I mean, this is. You can tell
they're not going to put Rey Mysterio's retirement match on AAA, no matter what. They're just not going to.
I know, but I'm saying though, it makes sense because if you look at it, AAA holds is very sacred to the Mysterios.
Yes, well, you started it off. You said it makes sense. This is the WWE, so it doesn't need to make sense.
I'm just saying. I just think that them doing on AAA, have him challenge Dom for the AAA title. If he doesn't win, he retires. Because right now, Dom has nobody in AAA that's going to.
Knowing WWE, they're going to say it is for the AAA title, but it's going to be defended on Saturday night's main event.
That'd be crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if AAA disappears within the next 2 years.
I'm calling my shot, Jamie. If we win the Mega Millions or the Powerball, we're buying AAA from the WWE. I'm calling my shot.
AAA, really?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, fine.
We are.
I can make the most of it.
We're gonna do a hell of a job. We're gonna make AAA a household name in North America.
They're already in North America.
No. I know that a household name, my guy. I mean, like we're gonna get a new TV deals. We're gonna travel. We're gonna take it to places where nobody never think AAA will go to. And we might have AAA events, a pay-per-view in Detroit, Michigan. We might have AAA events in Little Rock, Arkansas. We might have AAA events over there in Hamilton, Ontario. Just name places.
Okay. I'm with it.
We might even relocate to Mexico.
No, I can promise you I won't do that. I can promise you that will not happen.
We would have
I can work remote.
We would have our office in Mexico, which we would have to go. And
I can go and visit. I've been to Mexico plenty of times, but I like to stay at the cruise locations. Cozumel, Cancun, Costa Maya, even though it's pretty janky. See? I told you, I'm over here just typing away in between. All of my thoughts are just projecting right onto Universal over here.
Yeah. But here's the difference with that though. With Vince bought out WWE, WCW, he did it out of pettiness and spite. He had no intentions of doing anything with WCW at all. He ain't found nothing useful about WCW other than stealing their pay-per-view names and taking a few of their wrestlers.
Yeah, that was out of spite, and that's the difference now is there's not even spite this time. You have basically TKO is a hedge fund. They're there to maximize profit as much as possible. What was the first thing they did to WWE when they took over? They reduced the quality of the intros for the wrestlers. They reduced the stage production. They got rid of Kevin Dunn. Anybody that was making money backstage, they gutted.
I'm not mad.
They did the same thing quietly at AAA, but AAA is not making any money for them. AAA is going to disappear within 2 years.
And that's why I said what I said. We going to buy AAA.
They're too stubborn to sell it because then they would be admitting defeat.
No, we'll be partners.
I don't want to partner with them.
We'll be partners.
I don't want to partner with them.
Yes, you do. We'll be partners, and I can fulfill my dream of wearing my mask 24/7 on TV.
I mean, you could still put your mask on and record yourself and put it on YouTube and still fulfill your dream.
Nah, it won't be the same.
It'd be like, you need somebody else to record you?
No, I just want to just give me that introduction that Andrade gets when he was down in AAA.
I mean, you can do a lot with AI now. You can give yourself your own introduction and play it for yourself. Just saying.
Yeah. TKO is only a division of Endeavor. And did you guys hear that Endeavor has the for sale?
Yeah, they've been trying to sell it quietly for a little bit now.
But I haven't heard anything. But if that's true, we all know who's going to get it next. So
the problem is all the people that they have TV deals with are all reporting how unhappy they are with the numbers. So nobody's looking to buy it right now because there's no market for it. Yeah. ESPN's not happy with the deal. I mean, Fox made it abundantly clear that they weren't happy with it. There's a reason that SmackDown is on USA now.
And there's a reason why SmackDown going to be off of USA.
There's a reason why NXT is broadcasting their PLEs on YouTube.
And again, now what I just said, there's a reason why USA is going to be kicking off SmackDown at the end of this contract. And there's a reason why. Well, actually, no, because UPN is actually happy with NXT numbers. That's the only one. Go figure.
Well, what they're used to as far as like actual numbers, ever since they got rid of the Arrowverse, like if they get a show that has even 250,000 viewers, they're pretty much happy because nobody watches the CW shows. If the Saudis buy WWE, I guarantee you basically everybody will stop watching. Now, if it's Vince backed, because it was supposed to be Vince with Saudi backing to buy back the WWE, that might happen. And Vince already said he would take the company private again, which I would be happy about.
Yeah.
But
so I'm gonna put it out here like this: that $15 billion, that's gonna change. Because the Saudis got a test run with Royal Rumble. If the Saudis put on a good showing, WrestleMania, yeah, that number going to change. You might have to add another 10 to that.
They might be already backing out of the whole WrestleMania thing. They might be going for a third straight year at Las Vegas. That's already been talked about, especially with everything going on with Iran right now. They're already talking about just re-upping with Vegas for a third straight year.
Yeah, because nobody else don't want to pay that much money they offering.
Well, then go back and look at the seating. Like they tried to make excuses of, oh, it wasn't that bad. Even during the main event of the Royal Rumble, you could still see how many empty seats there were, and it wasn't because they had lights on the seats.
University Slum, thank you for all the information you have given us today. Appreciate you. I want to say this though: if WrestleMania was in New Orleans like it was supposed to be, I could almost say that would have sold out.
100% would have sold out. And if I'm New Orleans,
I'm pissed.
I would be charging anything within the city. I'd be making sure all the venues are on the same page. You're going to overcharge shit out of WWE for backing out of a contract. They should go to the UK. The fact that they don't spend more time going over to the UK is ridiculous.
Yeah. See, the WWE got an image problem here in the United States that because we are because we are, hip to what they're doing. They go overseas, do their shows. Everybody's gonna love WWE because they don't get them often.
They need to
Here in the
spend as
States.
much time in France right now as they can, because it actually gets you excited to watch a show when you hear the crowd being that excited, and you can tell that it's not actual piped in noise.
Yeah.
Those France crowds were insane.
Yes. Yes. Well, that'll be it for today. We will be back on Tuesday after SmackDown, at the Raw, whatever show that's being played tomorrow,
like,
because they ain't gonna
Raw?
be that good.
It's Raw. The days haven't changed. It's still Raw. But yeah, watch your indie stuff. That's all I can say. AEW is not indie, but like watch your indie shows. Watch some Maple Leaf. Watch some of the good stuff, because the more that WWE sucks, the more it gives a chance for these smaller companies to build an audience.
Where in the world are you guys?
I'm in Michigan.
I'm in the South. I'm in the dirty South. I'm in Arkansas. I'm in the backwoods. That's where we are. He's in Michigan, in the mitten, somewhere right there.
You just put me in almost Lansing right there. It's like when Chris Sabin does it. I noticed when he was doing it on SmackDown, like he's got his finger like all the way up here. I'm like, you're not in Midland, dude.
Yeah, more people does watching out and overseas, because every WWE fan in North America, we are hip to WWE and what they're doing, and the WWE is not going to put on a good show. They're playing it safe, and when you play it safe, everybody knows the storyline. Everybody knows what's going on. Nobody likes it.
The benefit that you have overseas is that you only have to go to Netflix. Here in the States, we've got to bounce between CW, USA, Netflix, sometimes NBC now for Saturday Night Main Event. Like, we got to go all over the place to watch these different shows. Netflix has everything when you're overseas, just in one spot.
Yeah. We usually go live on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday or Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Depends on how early I get up, because I do work overnight on my job, and I usually get up around that time, but usually around that time. So with that, thank you for your question. Universal Slum, please tune in next week. Watch me and Jamie, and hopefully Raw will give us something. Hopefully we have some more news on the indies, because indie wrestling is, as I keep saying, it's hot right now, and it's a lot going on, and we have to stay consistent and continue to watch indies. It doesn't matter where, in the States or in the UK, continue to watch.
How long have we been doing this show now? Has it been 6 months?
Are we talking about officially or over the years?
Like officially this show?
About 4 months.
4 months? 4 months? 4 or 5? Yeah. So yeah, Universal, if you're bored, there's like 4 or 5 months worth of crap out there 2 days a week that we've been doing.
Yeah.
You can hear me rant about random things and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. And if you don't want to do that, you can always turn to Double Drill Podcast. I had Jamie come on once in a while, rant about some stuff he don't like, and it gets good numbers. And actually, most of the time, those rants he gives, some people actually agree with. And I asked him to explain it to me, and they can't do it, but they agree with him. I just think this is like hearing them rant.
I didn't even rant today. There was no rants.
I know. Hey, nice meeting you too on Raw. Don versus Penta tomorrow. We definitely gonna watch that. Brock and Roman and Punk on there too. Definitely should be interesting. And yeah, Oba Femi. Hope he's on there tomorrow.
He will be for sure.
Yeah. And you guys,
they're doing that 1 year too soon. That's the only thing I could say. 1 year too soon.
All right, and you have a great week as well.
Later.
That's Jamie. We're out. Peace.